Hello, everyone. This is Randy Kirk, and you have reached Small Business Daily, where we talk about the things that might help you become more successful and your business become more successful. One of our big goals on this channel is to help you have more vacations. I always think that would be the number one goal for everybody would be, I want more vacations. Over the years, I have found that most of my most amazing memories come from vacation. So if you're going through life working so hard that you don't have time for vacation, you might be cheating yourself out of the memories that you have in your 80s and 90s that would have been the most cherished and the most important memories that you would have. So today, we're going to continue our conversation about Elon Musk. You're going to find out that I'm a big Elon Musk fanboy, and with good reason. He's the first individual to start and successfully start a new car company in the United States in over 100 years. He is the first person to ever start a space company as an individual or as a corporation, as opposed to a government. And now he is the most successful by far space endeavor in the world, doing things that governments can't do and won't do, and doing much more of it than any government has ever done. He is creating right now Starlink, which is going to be the first successful satellite-based Wi-Fi system that's ever been created. And there's already almost 1,000 satellites of the Starlink type that he's put into space. And that's already more satellites than I think all countries combined at this point, but it's certainly more than any country has put up. So we're going to be talking about Elon Musk as an entrepreneur. The good news for you and for me is that Elon talks about what has made him successful, and he does it in a nice, humble way. In fact, that's what we talked about just last time, is about Elon Musk, the humble man, the richest man on earth, who is humble enough that he listens carefully to his employees and his suppliers and his customers. And you know, I didn't say this yesterday about him being humble, but he actually answers people on Twitter. He actually pays attention to what people are saying on Twitter, responds to them on Twitter, and commonly makes changes in his automobiles the next day when he hears from somebody on Twitter. How much more humble do you have to be than to still be paying attention to consumers on Twitter when you're the richest person in the world? So, but today we're going to make a big switch, and we're going to be talking about Elon Musk, who is fearless. We're going to talk about fearlessness as an important component of running your small business. And if you like this content, if you think this is going to be good for you, would you push the like button? And if you'd like more of it and you'd like to be able to find it quickly, would you push the subscribe button? And then if you'd like us to remind you to come on and find us on a regular basis when a new one goes up, which we do daily, just push the notify button, and that'll just send you a quick email or text or something each day that says, hey, there's a new video up and you can go watch. I also want to take 1 second to mention our website. I know if you listen daily, you're probably tired of hearing about the website, but hopefully you're telling your friends about it, because it's an amazing website. It's called Free Business Help Now. It's free, it's business help, and it's now. What could you want more than that if you're in small business? So freebusinesshelpnow.com. Go check it out. It covers everything that you can possibly think about running your small business. It talks about if you need to do print ads, there's a section on print ads. Do you need to find out how to be more successful on Yelp? There's a section on Yelp. Do you want to find out how to speaking of Yelp, maybe you need help in terms of your reputation management, because maybe people have put up some bad reviews on Yelp or Google My Business. It's all there. Just check out the website. Let me know if there's things that are missing. You could put those in the comments below, or you could, there's a way to contact me on the website. Just, look me up on LinkedIn, Randy Kirk. You can find me. I'm on LinkedIn. Let's have a conversation on LinkedIn. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking though about Elon Musk, who's fearless. And so what I'd love to start with is, would you, in the comments below, rate yourself on fearlessness? Before I start, rate it right now. Just push it, put down 1 to 5. Are you a 5? Are you just totally fearless? You're just willing to go out there and knock down any hill that, charge any hill or knock down any wall that might be in front of you in order to accomplish your dreams and your desires and your goals. Maybe you're a 4. You're pretty fearless, but there are a couple of things that you're kind of afraid of. Maybe making cold calls, you hate that. You're not so fearless when it comes to that. Maybe you're a 3. Maybe you're, I'm kind of, I'll do most things, but there's a lot of things that I'm fearful of. Maybe you're a 2. Maybe you're like, yeah, I'm filled with fear. I need somebody to hold my hand when I go down, when I go into a dark place. Or maybe you're a 1. You're shivering in the corner. Well, if you're number 1 on the fearlessness scale, I suggest you don't go into small business because it can be a scary place. Anyway, make your comment below. Let me know where you stand on the fearlessness scale and maybe why. Or does it bother you? Would you like to be better? Would you like to be more fearless in terms of running your small business? So now let's think about Elon Musk in terms of fearlessness. It might be the most important component of who Elon Musk is. Let's just take a look at this rocketry business. He said, it's ridiculous that we take a rocket, it costs millions and millions of dollars. We shoot it into the atmosphere, whatever, into space, and we return all these components. They flop into the ocean or wherever, and they're destroyed. We can't use them again. You say, what was that? What if that was true of an airplane? What if we flew an airplane from Los Angeles to New York, it got to the other end, and we just threw it in the trash? He said, this is nonsense. This is nuts. We've got to find a way to reuse these components. And everybody's like, what are you talking about? This is crazy. Nobody's been able to do that. What are you even talking about? He says, no, we need to have these components come back and land on Earth or on a floating pad in the middle of the ocean. We need to have these components land. We need to recover them. We need to take them and refurbish them and put them back out there again. Well, he was pretty much laughed off the face of the earth, if you don't mind the pun. Everybody's like, nobody's ever done that. That's impossible. You're not going to be able to do this. And he said, there's absolutely no reason in physics why this can't be done. And he just charged forward. And of course, now he has components of these rockets that have been used 7, 8, 9, 10 times. He's mentioned that maybe 10 times is a maximum, but you know what? I know he just set one up today, or I think it's today or yesterday, to put some more Starlink satellites up in space. And I think it was the 9th time that he had used this particular launch vehicle. And so maybe he'll be trying 10, 11, or 12. Maybe he can use them way more than 10 times. But the point is fearlessness. He didn't get up in the morning and say, oh, it hasn't been done before, therefore I'm not going to try it. He started a car company, first time in 100 years. He didn't get up in the morning and say, I'm not going to start a car company. It's ridiculous. Nobody's been able to do that in 100 years. The fearlessness, though, doesn't just come with the goal. It doesn't just come with the decision to go and try to start a business or start a new product line or start a new division or enter a new market or start to export. It doesn't just come with the goal and the decision to act. It also comes with how you set out to accomplish these things. So Elon Musk needs to start to learn how to build rockets. He didn't take rocketry in college. He said, I shot off some rockets in the backyard when I was a teenager. That was about it. That's what I knew about rockets. So he had to find out about rockets. So what does he do? He starts calling the rocket folks. He starts calling people that know a lot about rockets, cold calling them. Yeah, just, hey, my name is Elon Musk and I want to start building rockets and I need to talk to you about how you do that. Then he gets on an airplane and flies over to Russia. He's, I think, in his 30s at that point. He flies over to Russia and he meets with the top guy in the rocket department over in Russia and tries to buy rocket components, missile components from this fellow in Russia. When the fellow in Russia says, this is the price. Elon goes, I think I can build it cheaper. And he's fearless enough to then go start making these phone calls, pulling the components together and build rockets. Then he sends 3 of them up, and the first 3 blow up. He's out of money. Not when he say out of money, he's out of money for the rocket company. He's got another 100 million that he's invested in Tesla at this point. But the 40 million, I think it was, or 50 million that he invested in the rocket company is almost gone. He doesn't want to touch the money in Tesla because Tesla is also in financial trouble at this time. And he's like, both of these companies could go under. Both of these companies could become successful. If I steal money from the one for the other, I might lose the one and keep the other, or maybe both of them still go away. And he's like, what do I do? Well, the one thing he could do was to send up the 4th rocket. And he basically told his staff, he told everybody, this 4th rocket is going to eat up the rest of our capital. But they just went ahead. They sent that 4th rocket up. It was successful, and the rest is history. Now, how fearless do you have to be to send up that 4th rocket with $50 million of your own personal money that's going to be wasted if this rocket blows up? That we have to close it all down and be the laughing stock because your rocket company didn't turn out to be successful. That's fearlessness. Well, let's bring this down home. Let's bring this down. I wrote a book that I've never published because I haven't finished it. You got to finish them before you send them out. It's called Doing the Hard Things. And today I'm going to give away copies. All you got to do, go down there in the comments. And well, that's not going to work. Let's see. How will we do this? Just send me an email, randykirk77@gmail. Send me an email and say, I want a copy of Doing the Hard Things. You're going to get this PDF copy. It's not a finished book. It's, I don't know, 30 or 40 pages long at this point. And it lists about 30 hard things that you may not be willing to do because you're not fearless enough. And a lot of times it really only has to do with learning something new. Like, for instance, another book that Shayla Chamberlain and I just finished writing. We partnered up and co-authored a book called Making Money Out of Thin Air. And we find that most small business people have no interest in learning how to do their books right. They have no interest in learning the accounting principles. They have, even if they have a great accountant, a great bookkeeper who gives them great books, they have no interest in learning how to look into the books to learn how to run their business better. Well, that's just being chicken. That's what it boils down to. That's an unwillingness to do the hard thing. Math is hard for some people, and you need to have at least a little math in order to understand your books. But that's what it takes. Sometimes it's making cold calls, whether in person, knocking on doors, or whether picking up the phone, or even sending out an email to somebody you don't know. Maybe it's walking into a room in a networking situation, whether online on Zoom or whether face-to-face after COVID. Walking into a room could be a hard thing. You might be afraid to walk into that room. You might be afraid to walk up to people and start conversations with folks you don't know. So there's a lot of potential fears out there, folks. How do you overcome these fears? Well, I don't have a perfect solution to that for you. All I can say is fear is a wasted. It's a waste of your time and your energy. I was watching a movie the other day, and on this movie, it talked about pulling yourself together to overcome fear. Take 20 minutes. Just say, I'm going to be fearless for 20 minutes. I need to make this call. I need to knock on this door. I need to go to this meeting. I need to go on Zoom and to some Zoom meeting where I'm going to meet new people. I need to learn more about my books. Become fearless for just 20 minutes. Just say, I'm going to put aside all of my anxieties and everything for 20 minutes, and I'm going to work on this for 20 minutes. And then maybe the next day you can work on it for 20 minutes. And what you're going to probably find out is that if you work on something for 20 minutes a day for a week, a lot of the fear is going to go away. I had a friend in college. I won't mention his name. He might get mad at me. He was on track to become a doctor. He says, I'm going to become a medical doctor. He had a fear of blood and pus and other kinds of nasty stuff. He was fearful about it. He actually went to a therapist, but what did the therapist do? He had him play with blood and pus and other nasty things until he overcame his fear. So the major way of overcoming fear is to dive in. And I liked this idea on the movie the other day of diving in for 20 minutes at a time. Just say, okay, I can do this for 20 minutes. I can overcome my fear for 20 minutes and then see what happens. I would love for you in the comments below to say other methods that you know of for overcoming a specific fear. And I'm not even talking about fear of heights and things like that. I'm talking like more about fear of doing business things, fear of risking another $10,000 in my business. That would be a big one. You know, maybe you're old and gray like me, and you don't want to spend another $10,000 to grow your business. But maybe you're even 35 and you don't want to spend the 10,000. Well, there's a fear issue going on there. How do you overcome that fear? So if you like what we've been talking about today, would you push the like button? Let me remind you about our website, freebusinesshelpnow.com. You got to have all four things. Free, it's business help, and it's immediate. It's now. So freebusinesshelpnow.com. Look it up. I think you're going to find it's very useful. You might also want to subscribe to the channel. You might also want us to notify you about tomorrow's content when it's up. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about another aspect of Elon Musk's incredible success, and that is the ability to fail forward. Of course, that follows from our subject matter today about fear. If you're fearful, but then you go do it and then you fail, part of the way to think about failure is that every failure just brings you that much closer to success. And therefore, you need to fail forward, not fail and walk away. Fail forward. That's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you then. This is Randy Kirk at Small Business Daily.